Hey crew, I've got the key to this 2026 Dodge Durango SRT Hellcat Jailbreak. And this week, we're gonna see what it's like to live with, starting with remote start. Good morning, neighbors. Ooh, that is a rather boisterous startup, and heard at the wee hours of the morning, it could be disruptive to your neighbors. Now let's check out the spacing in my driveway, which is 16 feet wide by 19 and a half feet long. I've got the Durango parked very close to the edge here, sitting next to a new Volvo XC40 that my wife is reviewing. If you want to check out her content, it's at Mobile Mama on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And her parking job is even better than mine. That is exactly on line with the edge. And with that spacing, there's plenty of room to walk between the vehicles. We could wheel a wagon, double stroller, or our trash cans through. The Volvo does have power folding door mirrors, but the Durango oddly does not. And at the front, my gutter is not going to be a clearance issue because this is an SUV after all. The front splitter of the Durango is hovering over that. And at the back, there is still enough room to walk in front of the hedge on the path to my front door. I just had to pause to admire that rumbling baritone now that it has settled down to an idle. And getting inside the cabin with the key fob on me, I can just put my hand on the front two door handles and you can set it to either just unlock the driver door or all four doors. Spacing for door opening is not an issue. I can swing that all the way out. And getting inside this cabin, for me at 6 feet tall, it's almost a perfectly horizontal move. Closing up that door. Hey cabin crew, thanks for joining for this day in the life in the 26 Dodge Durango Hellcat Jailbreak. In this video, I want to see what it's like to live with a family-friendly Hellcat. And before we can go anywhere, I do need to put my foot on the brake and hit that start-stop button. That is going to slide my seat into my memory position because I have it set for comfort access, so the seat will automatically slide back when you turn the vehicle off to ease your entry and exit. Now as I throw on my seat belts, let me show you where I place the items I bring with me every day, like my iPhone, which is sitting on this wireless charging pad, and in a case, there isn't a whole lot of room around that, so if you have a larger phone than this 17 Pro, that might be a problem for you. There's also a cubby to the side where I could put my sunglasses, but instead, I've placed those in this padded case to protect the lenses, and then inside the console, there was room for my Ray-Ban Meta sunglass case, my Racebox Mini, and my GoPro accessory case. Unfortunately, there isn't room in the door for my 32-ounce metal water bottle. It also didn't fit in the console, so I am just bringing a single-use plastic bottle. Not my favorite. I also have my slimline wallet on the upper shelf of the console storage. So I'm gonna say the cabin capacity for your items is mostly good unless you have a big bottle like me. Now we'll pull the gear selector back into drive, which is a nice authoritative feeling, no mystery as to whether you're in drive or not, and then release the push style e-brake as I roll on forward and turn the wheel to make it past my neighbor's basketball hoops easily on my way out. Didn't even need a forward-facing camera to check that. As I'm starting my day, thanks to remote start, the cabin temperature has been brought up to the perfect level, and to complement that, I can either heat or ventilate my seat, and I don't need to go into the climate menu in the infotainment. There are physical controls for that, which I know adds a bit of clutter, but honestly, this is just so much more convenient. And there is also a heated steering wheel, which is one of my favorite features, but I can't leave it on too long because there isn't different levels to the heating, so it gets kind of hot. In addition to the temperature control and the heating or ventilation, one of the biggest reasons why I really enjoy cruising around town in the Durango Hellcat are these seats. And they're effectively the same ones that I have in my Demon 170, so I'm very familiar with their shape and their padding, which are both excellent. They're supportive and yet very supple, like little armchairs that you want to spend a lot of time in. And the height and plushness of this Laguna leather armrest is right. I love the suede feeling of the steering wheel. And I've got plenty of height adjustment to the seats. I have clearance for my head, and I have a longer torso, so sometimes that is an issue. And this is with the optional sunroof, and I can tilt and telescope the steering wheel as much as needed. Oh, it's good. And even the 710 horsepower, 645 pound-feet of torque, supercharged, we're going for it. Supercharged HEMI V8, that was kind of right on cue there. I had to make the yellow. Can be chill when you are in the auto drive mode with the eco mode enabled. I just turned it off, but let me actually show you the difference. So this is with it off. This is just normal auto mode, and it can be driven responsibly. You just have to really have great sensitivity with your right foot on the throttle. But in eco, it relaxes quite a bit. And I like eco because it really ekes out that supercharger whine noise. For a monster motor vehicle like this, to drive it around with this much grace and casual flair is a daily driver win. And as I go to the brakes, it's incredibly easy to modulate that pedal for smooth stops. I experience it the same way in my Demon 170, although the brakes in that feel underperforming given all the power I have to use, but here they're just right. Oh, and that turn signal sound, if you didn't hear it, is a little loud, I'll be honest. What about the horn? If someone is driving recklessly on the road and just scaring them with this isn't enough, I am gonna use the horn, and they're gonna hear it's a super traditional, respectable horn sound. Darn, I missed my turn. Now I need to make a U-turn, so this is a turning radius test opportunity, and with the wheel fully cranked and not that much room, the turning circle in this 3-row SUV is awesome. Even the ride is pretty decent. Now, granted, the thick seats do help, but most of the harsher blows from an imperfect road surface are fairly well neutralized on their way into the cabin. That doesn't mean I don't bop around on the surface, but these adaptive dampers are cushioning me in a way that I appreciate. But now we have coffee and breakfast burritos to consume, so it's into sport as I prepare to join the highway. Oh, Billy. Yeah. Oh, the laugh mirrors the demonic red seats. First will be coffee from Reborn, and there's a parking space right back here. I'm gonna back into that, and I've got a, wow, pretty low resolution camera system. I have trajectory lines, that's great, but boy, still in the 2010s there with that resolution. I wish these door mirrors tilted down, even just the right one. That would be helpful, but alas, the Durango isn't so wide that I can park next to a Yukon and a Highlander and be fine. Parking sensors, those are good too. Hi. All right, coffee acquired, and here's a good look at the door opening space now parked next to someone. That's the first defined notch, and I can go two. My only issue is sometimes I feel like the notches are not terribly well defined, so I would swear I have it in that slot, but then I get in the car and the door just starts to close on me. Okay. With the coffee, I'm going to need a cup holder, and thankfully I have two of them, and both have these rubberized inserts to keep it secured. Now on to breakfast burrito. For a decaf, that's pretty darn good. And the people in there were very friendly. And I ventured off my normal route for this breakfast burrito at PK Burgers. Hi. Lovely. It started to rain. Ah, my friends. See what I mean about the door? Anyway, this is going to be some tortilla-wrapped nostalgia because I grew up in this area and played water polo in high school, and after many practices, my team and I would run over here to PK Burgers and grab one of these honkin' burritos. I got asada this time, and I need to see if it's as good as I remember. It's already coming out. They do not skimp on the ingredients here, so let's dive right in. I was worried. I was worried that it'd be better in my memory than in reality, but I had nothing to fear. Guys, this is just a flavorful, perfectly cooked burrito, and there is plenty of asada. It's gonna be a good day. Really good day. Oh, now that I'm pre-comatose, thanks to that massive burrito, I do need to make sure the windshield wipers work because the rain's falling pretty heavy now, okay? Yes. Various speeds to wick away the quickly falling rain. That's good. And one other good thing, having all-wheel drive in the freshly moistened conditions that we have here, and considering all the power we have, I'm not afraid to put my foot to the ground and get where I need to be. But to be able to do that with confidence, I need to be able to see out of the car, and there are some limitations to outward visibility in the Durango Hellcat. The bulging hood lifts up quite a ways, so it's sometimes difficult to see where the front of your vehicle stops. The A-pillars aren't crazy thick. The windows are, well, they're decently large. The pillars create some blind spots, and with the third row headrests up, it's harder to see out the back. But I can go to controls and fold the third row headrests to unobstruct my view, and the door mirrors are not that large, and so I have to sometimes crane my neck around to see, but at least I've got blind spot monitoring to help. Now, seeing as the rain is only gonna last another hour or so, this strikes me as a prime opportunity to see how quick we can get to 60 in the real world in the wet. So, I've got my Racebox Mini set up to record. I'm in the sport drive mode, and I'm going to enable launch control. Then with my foot on the brake, I'm going to await the green light and let it go. Full throttle to prime, letting go. Lots of tire spin. Finally getting grip and arriving at 60 in 4.96 seconds. That was chaotic. I'm gonna have to try that again later in the dry to compare, but for now, I can't keep all this fun to myself. I need to include my kids. Do you girls remember this vehicle? It's been about a year, but you were in it before.
No.
No? You don't remember it?
Do a blast off.
A blast off? Yeah, I can definitely do a blast off. I think that's gonna jog your memory. Do you know what that means, jog your memory?
No.
No, it means remind you of something. So when I do a blast off, I think you're gonna remember why you like this vehicle.
I already know why I like this vehicle.
Why?
Because the blasting off is fast.
The blasting off is fast? You already know?
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Because lots of cars, the blast off is fast.
Oh, because I review cars that have fast blast offs?
Yeah.
That's pretty fair.
Wow, that is fast. I knew it. I knew it.
That was, you haven't seen anything yet. Again? Okay. Okay, now we can do blast offs. Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1. Was that good?
Yeah, that was so fast.
Judging by the squeals, I'd say it was. Okay, one more time. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh my God. You were squealing before we did the blast off. What's going on?
That was way too fun.
You were anticipating it? You knew it was coming?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Wait, what do you think of the noise? Do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah. What about the noise do you like? The rumble
Ooh, the
or
rumble.
or the whine?
The rumble.
Do you hear the whine when I do this?
I like the one.
You like the whine? A lot of people do, myself included.
Can do it again.
Yes, I can do it again. I always say yes to more blast offs. What do we say about stoplights?
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh boy.
Oh Billy boy.
Oh Billy boy.
Oi Billy boy.
Oi Billy boy.
Oh Billy boy.
So we've got the rumble, we've got the whines, and we've got the squeals. Now that the skies have cleared, we can do two important things. One, a 0 to 60 in the dry, that's coming. And two, we can talk about the exterior styling. This is a vehicle you're gonna drive every day. Does it give you pride or are you embarrassed by it? Well, the Jailbreak model is interesting because you can option on certain things from the factory that you can't do with the normal Durango Hellcat, like racing stripes. right down the center, and in this case, they are in bright red to contrast the destroyer gray paint. And though I'm all for racing stripes, and in fact, the front of the Dodge Durango Hellcat looks super muscular and cool with the mail slot intake and the heat extractors, the red and gray doesn't really work for me. And especially when you add to that another Jailbreak option, painting the Hellcat badges and brake calipers in yellow. Those are covered in filth thanks to all that rain. But it's just a strange concoction of colors. In terms of the profile, I love the bulging hood, and those 20-inch wheels don't look bad. They just look a bit small for this size of vehicle. As we get to the back end, you have this extended roof-mounted spoiler, and the rear view still strikes me as a minivan, even with the large dual exhaust ports. Maybe I'm being unfair with that one, I don't know. But anyway, if I broke out of jail to be dressed like this, I wouldn't be very happy. Just leave it as destroyer gray, maybe with the yellow accents, and call it a day. Now for the dry real world 0 to 60. Same settings as before, sports, launch control enabled, foot on the brake, pin the throttle, release the brake. Whoa! Oh my! 3.56 seconds to 60. Under 5 seconds in the rain was already crazy, but 3.5 in the dry is all-wheel drive, American muscle debauchery. And because the Durango can get the power to the ground so well, it actually rips through curvy roads. And this is the part that's so foreign to me. I know this engine, and granted a different variation in my Demon 170, but I cannot get the power to the ground in that car, and I really don't like going through curves. This is a very different story. Gosh, it handles itself so well. Very in control. The Brembo brakes are up to snuff as well, even on the all-season tires. And I like this steering feel. Hydraulically assisted racks, not this steer-by-wire stuff. It's old school, and it just works. Way better feel. And just listen to that engine. It's all character. It's all excitement. And in the track drive mode, this 8-speed does hold onto the gear. No temptations to upshift. This is way more fun than an SUV should be. And then in manual mode, the shifts are served up quickly. And these paddles may be half paddles, but at least they stick up a fair ways to give me a couple fingers worth of pull. And for all their thickly padded plushness, these seats actually do hold me in place as the G-forces rise. What a fun car. Oh boy. Dodge has a way with performance cars. They really do. So now that I know the kids like it, and I like it, I need to go see what Mobile Mama thinks of this Durango Hellcat when I pick her up for our date night. Flavor!
Hey, Jinx.
Why are we saying that? Because there's a license plate right there. It says flavor. Mobile Mama, you've spent a little time in this Durango Hellcat.
Yes, I like it.
Yeah? What do you think of the interior?
I like the carbon fiber.
Who doesn't? Forged carbon?
Yeah, I like the
a sub $100,000 vehicle. It's great.
Yes, I like the soft leather.
The two-tone or the red on black
yes.
is cool.
Yeah, the red looks good. The stitching's nice. The seats are very comfortable.
Super comfy.
This is nice, soft suede headliner.
Yeah, they did. I think this is one of the Jailbreak things. You can get the Hayliner.
You get the
in suede.
Okay.
Yeah.
You do have just one sunroof. I mean, it's kind of dark in here.
And it's like $1,200 for this. Like just
Yeah.
for this little piece of glass right here.
I will say I don't like that there's just like nothing in the third row.
Yeah, it's very.
It's just like you
It's
get a
dim.
seat.
It's dim in the third
No,
row.
but also you don't get anything. It's just like, here's your seats.
However, even though there are only 2 seats in the third row, so therefore this is a 6-seater in this
Yeah.
configuration, those third row seats are actually comfortable.
Yeah, they are.
They're super
Yeah.
squishy. They're like the front seats, and typically you get back to the third row and they're like, here's your slab of hard concrete
Yeah.
covered in leather. You actually get comfy seats.
That's true. It's still a bit outdated for today's terms, but if you like the mix of buttons and a screen, you'd be happy in here.
Yeah, it's even mixed, like you get a digital gauge in the center, but analog dials on the left and right. Like they're like, we're trying to step a foot in modernity,
I
but we're
noticed
stuck
they're
in
in
the
a
past.
helmet.
Yeah.
Are we supposed to be wearing helmets?
We should be, honestly. You could drive this vehicle on track. It's that good. Also, I mean, you got USB-C ports, like normal cars these days, but also USB-A ports.
You know, because
Old stuff.
You bought this, but you didn't upgrade your phone.
They just don't have a CD player like you can get in the Lexus IS. Yes, the old and new split is interesting, and for the money, though, it's like $82,000 to start. Another yellow light. Every time I see those, I go, yay, opportunities for power. This one's $95 as tested, though.
Yeah.
But when you think about...
You still get a lot.
You still get a lot. You get forged carbon, you get leather seats, heating and ventilation. Oh, hey, 911 Carrera 4S. Let's show him something, right? Let's show him that Hellcat power.
Oh, okay. He's going to love that.
He doesn't care. 911's still going to be quicker in most contexts, especially a 4S. But we have all-wheel drive too, buddy.
Let's see if we're faster than that biker.
Oh, yeah. 3, 2, 1. We're faster. Yes. So that is why you're spending the extra monies. But I do think the amenities they're fair for the amount of money you're spending. Okay, simple question though. Could you daily drive it? Is that what you need?
With children?
Yeah, we have children, so you wouldn't just give them up if you bought this. Jeez.
It'd be fine with 2 kids. I feel like it gets a bit clunky with 3. It's still doable.
Yeah, but for example, you can't like tilt the seat forward in the second
There's
row.
no
They don't
easy
slide.
in and out, and they're gonna climb all over this console.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Things they're gonna step all over it.
Yeah.
They're gonna be like, I'm trying to get the back, Mom.
Oh, he threw up the spoiler in the back. He's serious now.
Oh.
And you know he did that manually because he's not traveling at above, 70 or whatever it's supposed to be where the spoiler actually comes up. He just did that to show off. Shall we date?
We shall.
Today, let's test the practicality with a run to Costco to benefit the charity Families Forward. Oh, we are working today. This is a densely packed cart, and in preparation for loading, I'm gonna cool down the cabin with a bit of remote start. I like remote start. And now, to open up the tailgate and get to work. As far as storage solutions back here, there is some underfloor storage and a cubby off to the side, but that's still not going to be enough to fit all of these goods, so I will need to fold down the 3rd row of seats. As it turns out, this area is perfect for a case of Capri Sun and some loose items. I got a pack of pasta off to the side and lots of things left to load. You know, even though the Durango doesn't have a height adjusting suspension, the floor height for me at 6 feet tall is perfect to just slide items in without needing to lift much. It wasn't much of a Tetris clinic today because everything packed easily behind the 3rd row of seats while maintaining rearward visibility. It fits! Whee! So after returning my cart, like a responsible shopper, I can confirm that the Dodge Durango Hellcat is Costco approved. Now on my way to drop off these items at Families Forward, I'm gonna quiet up and listen to the cabin volume at highway speeds. All right, so on the concrete slab, there's definitely more tire noise heard inside the cabin. The churn of that supercharged V8 is consistent at partial throttle, and the outside road noise is manageable. So clearly it's not library quiet inside this vehicle as you might come to expect for other SUVs costing $90-ish thousand, but it's manageable for a commute setting. And if you were going to commute in this vehicle, you do have driving assistance features like adaptive cruise control, which I can set here, and it's going to maintain the gap to the vehicle in front of me without me needing to go to the throttle or brake. There isn't a steering assist or highway hands-free driving system like you can get in some other Stellantis vehicles. There is only a lane departure warning / slight correction. It's not going to center you in the lane. It's just going to keep you from deviating too far into someone else's lane. Still, at least adaptive cruise control is very handy if you're going to be in stop and go traffic all the time. And whatever length of your drive, you may want to listen to some music. And with the optional equipment groups we have on this vehicle, there's a 19-speaker Harman Kardon sound system with a subwoofer. So I'm going to queue up some music via wireless Apple CarPlay, and the icons are nice and large. It takes over the whole screen, and the Uconnect 5 system is quick responding, so I can find what I'm looking for here and use the large physical volume knob to dial it up to, well, that's enough. Definitely 60-ish%. Satisfied. That Harman Kardon sound system packs a serious punch. I love the hit of bass with the sub felt behind me, and yet the range of tones was pretty well balanced. The highs and mids maintained some clarity. I think that is a worthwhile sound system upgrade. Well, crew, it's about time to refuel this 24.6 gallon tank, good size fuel tank, and you need it because the EPA rates the Durango Hellcat at 12 mpg in the city, 17 on the highway, and 13 combined. If you did average 13 combined, you'd have a fuel range of about 320 miles. However, over the last almost 1,200 miles, of which maybe 300 were mine, we've seen 8.8 miles per gallon. 8.8! And at current fuel prices of $4.87 for the required 91 octane gas, it's going to cost me $118 to fill this tank, but there's capless fueling to save me time. Well, crew, at the beginning of this video, I pondered what it would be like to live with a family-friendly Hellcat. And after quality time spent behind the wheel, I can tell you one thing for sure, it is a blast. With seating for 6, including space for adults in all 3 rows and enough cargo capacity for mega Costco runs, the Durango checks all the practicality boxes. Meanwhile, the ride compliance and seat comfort ensure an enjoyable ride even before you tap the Supercharged V8. But when you do, hold on, because the Hellcat not only gets power to the ground with all-wheel drive, but it can handle itself on just about any road. If your kids are anything like mine, they will love every drive as long as there are plenty of blast-offs, and you will have a hard time as a family containing the laughter. With this Jailbreak, you can get creative with the options, but less is definitely more with the exterior touches. And a heavy right foot will have you filling the substantial fuel tank quite often. But honestly, I think it's worth it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this day in the life, and I will see you again next time.